Hi, I'm Mark. This is my April review for Leo Sun sign and Leo rising. We start the month with your ruler of the Sun making two positive aspects. First, to Saturn in the 7th house, so this means you can work well with authority figure, and you may get noticed as well for the good work you're doing by someone who's in authority. The second aspect is to the moon's nose, and the north node is in your 11th house, so this involves group endeavour. So it could be that you take authority within a group, or that you help the group to promote themselves and to get set new ideals and new dreams going forward. With the Sun Saturn as well, it's very good for planning and organisation, and also it's good for putting in a structure with your partner and your relationship so that you can get routines going that will work for both of you. Then on the 2nd, Mercury makes an aspect to Pluto's in your 6th house, so this is a time to look for the truth behind things within your daily routines. Maybe you need to uncover things, maybe things aren't quite what they seem, and you need to get to the bottom of things and sort them out. On the 3rd, Saturn makes a positive aspect to the moon's nose. Now this indicates an easing of limitations, an easing of restrictions, and it'll help you concentrate on that area of the 11th house of setting new goals, new challenges to overcome. Then on the 4th, Venus makes a positive aspect to Mars, who's also in that 11th house. So there's a strong influence to the start of the month on this 11th house area. So it's about setting goals, it's about getting involved with groups and networking with other people and getting things up and running again, instigating things. Venus is in Aries, a sign of initiative, so take some initiative, get things going. On the 6th, the Sun makes a conjunction with Ceres. Ceres is a planetoid that's responsible for our nurturing. Being in the 9th house, knowledge is how you can nurture yourself. The more knowledge you gain, the more nurtured you will feel, the more self-reliant you will become, the more independent. Knowledge is the key here. Then on the 8th, there's a difficult aspect because we spoke about the 11th house where Mars is, but Mars makes a square to Neptune. So you could be open to a certain amount of deceit from friends or colleagues with this aspect, so don't believe everything you hear. This lasts for 4 days, so just be wary, and you won't be able to make decisions either because your mind will be a bit foggy with Neptune here. So if you're involved in group situations, try and defer things until this aspect has passed. You won't have the energy and the drive you normally have with Mars. Between the 9th and 10th, Mercury makes 3 positive aspects. Your mind will be open to new things. You'll be willing to take on and learn things. This is very good because the things you learn could change your beliefs. Also, they can aid with healing hurts from the past, as Mercury makes a conjunction with Chiron. Also on the 10th, Venus makes a positive aspect to Jupiter in your 7th house. So under this influence, you could meet new people, and these new people will be very beneficial for you. It's also a good time to have fun. On the 11th, the energy comes back. We spoke earlier about Mars and how Neptune was dulling that energy down, but now the Sun makes a positive aspect to Mars and the energy is back. You've got 6 days now where you can really push forward with that energy. It's also time, because Mars is in that 11th house, you may have to take some kind of authority or some form of leadership over others and help them to drive forward as well. During these 6 days though, Venus makes a square on the 12th to Pluto, so it's maybe a bit of a challenge on that day to your leadership or your authority that you'll need to overcome. On the 12th, there's a new moon in Aries, your fellow fire sign, and it's also in your 9th house. Now the new moon in Aries is about initiation. It's about stirring yourself into action and harnessing your power to initiate new things. The 9th house is about growth beyond the normal, growth beyond the mundane. So this is a good time to harness your spirit of adventure and tap into the power of the fire sign and learn new things, experience new things, and some of the things you learn and experience may change your perspective on life. We have two aspects after the new moon that will help you get things into action. On the 14th, there's a positive aspect between the Sun and Jupiter, and Jupiter's in your 4th house. Now this aspect is very favourable and it's good for just about anything, but because your Jupiter's in the 7th house, this is very good for making friends, making new friends, making acquaintances, networking. It's also good for you getting on with authority figures and people that can benefit you now and bring opportunities your way. It's also a good time to have fun with friends. This lasts for 4 days, and then on the 15th we have another boost because Mars makes a positive aspect to Jupiter as well. So this means you'll be full of energy now, and this is when you can put your plan into action. You can start putting the pieces of the jigsaw into place so that you can see the whole picture then, and you can work towards these goals, and you have 5 days of this aspect. On the 16th is a good day to look at your daily routines and schedules. The Sun makes a square aspect to Pluto, and Pluto's in your 6th house. So it's a good day to purge, get rid of things that aren't working and introduce new things that will work for you and make your life better. On the 17th, Mercury makes several positive aspects, so it's a good time to discuss things, see where you are with your progress, and think up some new ideas that will aid you in your progress. On the 18th, the Sun and Mercury come together, and this is normally a good time to communicate and to interact with people, but because they're both in Aries and they are 29 degrees, which is what we call anaretic in astrology, it weakens the planet. They don't have the power they would normally. They can't wait to get in the next sign. So it's not a good time to make any important decisions or any important communications. On the 20th though, they both are in Taurus, and the emphasis will change for you onto career, your destined path, or your public standing. And now over the next month there'll be 3 conjunctions with Uranus. Uranus is in that 10th house and it's in Taurus. The first conjunction to Uranus is from Venus on the 22nd. And what we need to remember with Uranus is it's the planet of change, and it can bring sudden change. But it only brings sudden change if you haven't changed yourself. If you've been making changes over the past few months, then all will be well. It will be a pleasant experience to have these conjunctions. It will bring new, exciting things into your life. Now, if you've been too staid and you haven't moved forward and you haven't made changes, then the changes come to you, and outside events will conspire to force you to change. This is how Uranus works. So the first one on the 22nd from Venus, this is quite exciting because it could bring new people into your life, exciting people. It can bring new creativity and new ideas into your life, and these will relate to those 10th house issues. On the 24th, the second conjunction to Uranus is from Mercury. And when these two come together, the mind will be electrified. It'll be buzzing. Thoughts will be coming through. You'll get creative, inventive, new thoughts coming through, new ideas. It will be wonderful. But you just need to be careful driving, because you might not be concentrating as well as normal. You might be easily distracted by all these thoughts and things that are going on. Also on the 24th, Venus makes a square aspect to Saturn in your 7th house. This is a time to review relationships and also duty and responsibilities within those relationships. Also on the 24th, we have an aspect from Chiron, the healing planet, to the moon's nose, which is our destiny, past and future. Now collectively, we need to look at the wound we've suffered over the past year with the pandemic and how it's changed our lives, and take the Aries initiative to put in new practices and reinvent things so that we can move forward using the knowledge and the wisdom we've gained from this, so we can heal the wound and move forward. Personally also, you need to work with the moon's nose and get balance there, because there may be personal wounds you have, especially in the area of creativity or with children, and love, and also the North Node area of friends, colleagues, and our aims and goals for the future. So this is a time for you personally to reevaluate what's gone on. You need to address any situations or issues, learn from any mistakes, and heal the wounds so that you can move forward. On the 25th, Mercury and Venus come together, and this is normally a lively day, but unfortunately they both make a square to Saturn, and Saturn will put a dampener on things because he will load on responsibilities and duties, so it won't be so fun as normal. Then on the 27th there's a full moon in Scorpio in your 4th house. Now the full moon in Scorpio is about truth and transformation. There's very intense feelings that come with this moon. But when it's in your 4th house, you've got to balance work and home. You've got to balance the energy you've been putting into your career or your chosen path over the last few weeks with whatever you do at home. And you need to pay attention to those domestic duties and get the balance right. On the 29th and 30th, there's 2 more aspects that feature in the 10th house of career and your chosen path. So I hope you got the balance at the full moon. The first one on the 29th is Mercury conjuncting the black moon Lilith. Now it's always good to get things out in the open and speak about things when this aspect happens, but you just need to be careful because sometimes you can speak before you've thought, and you can say things that might land you on hot water, and you don't want that in your career area. Then on the 30th, the Sun makes the final 3rd conjunction to Uranus, and we spoke earlier about the other 2, so there could be sudden changes in your chosen path of your career. If you're on track, then it will be a pleasant change, but if you're not on track, it could be something that you need to work on, and you need to resolve issues and make the changes. You need to be flexible and open with this aspect. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.